Once upon a time, in a quiet village, there lived a humble farmer and his wife. They had only one son, and as he grew into a young man, they hoped he would follow in their footsteps, tending the land and caring for the family farm, just as they had done all their lives. But the boy had a different dream. One evening, he looked at his mother and said, "Mom, I don't want to be a farmer. I want to become a soldier. Please send me for training." Though heartbroken, his parents didn't stop him. "Becoming a soldier isn't easy," his father warned. "You'll need to learn sword fighting, horse riding, and the skills of war. Only then will you be worthy of the army." The next day, with their blessings, the boy left for training, but reality hit hard. The swords were heavy, the battles brutal, and the training relentless. After a few days, he started to doubt himself. "This is too hard. I don't think I can do this." Then he remembered a shortcut. A relative of theirs knew the commander-in-chief of the Royal Army, so he returned home and pleaded with his mother. "Please, ask our relative to help me meet the commander. Maybe he can get me into the army another way." Through the relative's connection, he finally met the commander. "Please, sir," he begged, "I want to serve in the army." The commander looked him up and down. "You have no training. You can't use a sword or ride a horse. What use are you to the army?" But because of the family connection, the commander agreed. "Fine, I'll place you in the reserve force. You won't be given any real tasks. Just stay on standby." The boy was overjoyed. He got to wear the soldier's uniform without doing the hard work. Years passed in comfort. No battles, no responsibilities. But then, war broke out. The kingdom was under attack. All soldiers, even those in the reserves, were summoned to the battlefield. Thrust into chaos, the boy was clueless. He couldn't swing a sword, couldn't defend himself. He became a burden in the fight. After the battle, the commander called him out in anger. "This is what happens when shortcuts are taken. I brought you in out of pity, and now you've endangered lives." As punishment, the boy was reassigned. "From now on," the commander ordered, "you will guard the gates of Morena Palace. You're no longer a soldier, just a watchman." The boy accepted his new duty and thought, "At least I got into the army by speaking to the commander. If only I could meet the king himself, maybe my luck would really change." Years passed. He kept guarding the palace gates but never got a chance to meet the king. He grew old, standing at those gates day after day, watching others come and go, still hoping. "Maybe someday I'll meet the king. Maybe then my fortune will change." Then one cold winter night, wrapped in a thin uniform, he stood shivering by the palace gate. By chance, the king arrived with a few guards. He paused, noticing the old man trembling. "Are you cold?" the king asked gently. "Yes, your majesty," the old man replied. "I've worn the same thin uniform through many winters." The king nodded with compassion. "Don't worry. I'll send you some warm clothes and a blanket. Let me go inside. You just wait a little." But the king never returned that night. He got busy. He forgot. The next morning, the guards came running. "Your Majesty," they said softly, "the old guard you promised a blanket to. He didn't survive the cold." Shocked and full of guilt, the king rushed to the gate. He saw the old man's lifeless body lying still, but beside him, in the dirt, the man had written something with his trembling fingers. "Your Majesty, I've been standing in the cold for years. I survived because I had no hope of warmth. But last night, you gave me hope. You said a blanket would come. I stood there waiting, with faith. And that very hope made the cold even harder to bear. I kept thinking, any moment now the blanket will arrive, and I kept waiting. That hope made the cold unbearable. That hope took my life." This small story teaches a big lesson. Depending on others and taking shortcuts can make you weaker than you truly are. They rob you of your potential. The boy could have trained, learned, and become a real soldier, but he chose the easy path. And in the end, even the hope he clung to wasn't enough to save him. Rely on yourself. Sharpen your own strength. That's the only way to truly survive and succeed. If you believe depending too much on others makes us weak, then comment, "I'll stand strong," and share this story with your friends. Stay blessed.